Men who think like Cam Newton are very undisciplined men. Okay? They think with their women are sexual objects to them. Okay? This is not about Cam Newton being on the field, great football player. Not talking about that. I'm talking about off the field antics with women. Okay?
So once again, I see Cam Newton is under fire for some comments, and this time is about the friend zone or male and female platonic relationships. Before I get into the whole conversation, I think a lot of you forget that in real life, wealthy and rich men live completely different realities than we do.
I personally gave up on having male friends in my early 20s because of men like Cam Newton. Like, to be not looked at as a piece of meat and looked at like a person who has boundaries, who has respect.
I understand the thought process. It's like, I'm a man, I'm pretty good at sex. I like to show my skills off from time to time, and that's why we do it. So sometimes, but I got to the point where I was like, do you know you good? Yeah. Do you feel like I could be friends? I could be best friends with 100 women and not touch them at this point.
My take on male and women friendships are, I do not think that it is a good idea for men and women to have intimate friendships. I do not think that is a good idea.
Cam Newton has said that he can't have any platonic, attractive women friends because eventually he's going to want to sleep with them. Now, the internet is debating whether that's just honesty or lack of self-control. And today we're here to talk about that. Can attractive men and attractive women find each other attractive and still be platonic friends? Now, before we get into the video, there's a few things we need to get straight. What is a platonic friend and what makes a platonic relationship no longer platonic? So let's get into that. A platonic friend is emotionally safe, non-sexual, non-romantic, and clearly bounded. That is what a platonic friend is. The difference between a platonic and a non-platonic relationship is a platonic relationship has the absence of intent and desire. Once intent and desire enters the room, it's no longer platonic. That's something that we got to get straight before we go into these clips, because what I'm noticing is that the internet isn't making it clear what makes a relationship platonic and what doesn't. Everybody got their own morally compass way of what they call platonic and what they don't. So at the end of the video, I'm going to give y'all two scenarios to test to see if y'all are really listening to the video and if y'all can determine if these two scenarios are platonic relationships or not. So really pay attention so you can get tested at the end and pass that test. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Join the Prosper Gang. We're keeping it PG. There's a whole lot of prosperity going on around this mug, you feel me? With that being said, let's get into the video.
You have any platonic relationships in your life right now?
With a woman?
Yeah.
No.
Is that by choice?
I'm not about to be around no woman platonically. Listen.
We gotta unpack this, Cam. Why?
Because I'm not about to play them type of games.
Is it self-control?
Call it what you want.
I'm asking.
Call it, it may be self-control.
I'm asking.
If she fine, I'm not about to have her around playing like I don't think that she's attractive.
Is it possible to think someone's attractive and still behave yourself?
Yes.
Do you have control of them thoughts?
Yes. But I'm not about to play them games.
What game is it?
The game of saying, hey, we not about to be friends. I don't have good-looking women that's friends around me.
So
no.
Just all the. Do you have any ugly ones? I gotta ask.
I don't even have women friends, bro. Respectfully.
Why?
I
understand you saying you're not finna play this game, but Cam, you're a smart man. I'm gonna need you to go deeper than that.
Yeah, we're gonna go deep. I know me.
You know you, okay?
I know me.
And what that mean?
That means if I'm around a woman long enough, I'm going to find something good in her that attracts me.
Okay, and when...
Okay, I want to talk about that, right? So if you're around a woman long enough, he's going to find something that attracts him to her. So knowing that Cameron cannot have platonic friends, he is aware of that, thus he should not have any. And one of the things that I mentioned earlier in the video is that the key thing to this platonic thing is desire, right? So if Cam knows that whether he has desire at the beginning or whether through a passive of time, he will then have desire, means he can't have platonic women friends. Do I think that's a good thing to do? No, I don't. Especially if you're gonna do that to every woman you're attracted to, that's just a lack of self-control. That just keep it a buck. Like if you find a woman attractive and you eventually will always find something that you like about them to make you want to pursue them or in any fashion or state like that, That just means you have no self-control.
When you're attractive, what then happens? When you're attracted, what then happens?
Sex.
Oh, God damn, Cam.
And the fact that he's hyping on sex just furthermore dives into the fact that he just lacks self-control. It's more to attraction than just sex. It's more than being attracted to somebody than just sex. So the fact that sex is the only thing you can think about, yeah, brother, you need to, we need to work on that.
Cam, this is a bigger issue than I thought we had here.
So understanding that I know what's to come from a platonic situation, I don't even play. No, I don't do that. Baby, you too fine for me. We not doing that.
Interesting.
No.
So, okay. If I take the word friendship off of the table, do you have platonic relationships in your life that involve women?
I just told you, I don't have no attractive woman that I'm cool with that I do not have plans on stabbing.
Damn, Cam.
Damn.
Is my camera? Listen, my fellow listeners. Self-control is very important.
No. We're not gonna do that.
What?
Self-control is identifying I know me.
Now, it's very healthy for you to be saying this.
We're not gonna do that.
I'm not saying it's not healthy.
Yeah, like knowing yourself is part of the journey, in part, but just knowing yourself and not accepting the flaws that come with it, not seeing any problem with what you're saying. You can be who you want to be. Though other people ain't gonna ride with it, as long as you ain't hurt nobody else, they do what you're gonna do. But you do gotta also see the problem in some of the things you do. Just knowing yourself and accepting your flaws is one thing, but you got to, some flaws, especially if it impacts other people, those flaws need to be worked on, straight up.
Yeah.
But there's something deeper to this conversation, Cam. Listen. The why is missing.
This my camera right here?
Uh-huh.
It's simple. Baby, I'm not your friend. Baby, I'm not your buddy. Baby, I'm not the friend zone. I'm the guy that's trying to score and go for two. I'm in the end zone.
God! You so used to touchdowns, Cam, now you can't.
I'm used to tush push.
Now you can't kick no field goals. God.
Nah, we don't kick field goals, we go for it every time.
Oh, God,
Baby,
Cam.
if you're gonna sit up here and tell me, hey, friend, no, friend. Even my girlfriend know that I don't have no girlfriends, you know?
So question for
Ball
you.
snapping,
Hey,
boy.
that was not a snap. Hold on,
Ball
pause.
snapping,
Pause.
boy.
No, do not snap
Ball
at that.
snap, boy, for real.
Question for you. In your current relationship,
Yeah.
Can you be friends with your girl's friends? Do you have a relationship there?
No.
Why?
I'm telling you, I know me.
And that's real healthy though, Cam.
I'm trying to tell you.
It's healthy.
It's healthy that you know yourself, but it's not healthy that you can't be friends with your girlfriend's friends. That's crazy. You are and this is where entitlement comes in. A lot of men that got a lot of money, that got a lot of power, that has always had access to beautiful women their whole life. Some men see that as, it ain't a woman I can't touch, so I want all of them, and that's a problem. That's a problem because at that point, your experience has trained your mind to be closed-minded into the fact that you can't just be platonic or have casual conversations with women without it leading to feeding some type of need of yours. And that's power and control, and that's entitlement.
In the motherfucker.
Like, and this is the dynamic that I want to kind of add in. See, in this dynamic of me understanding myself about other women, even if I were to say, hey, this is an attractive woman, here's my partner, the woman that I'm with, she knows me so much to say, oh, that's your friend, huh? That's our dynamic. We partners.
Let me ask you something.
Hold on, because there is a double standard here.
Okay.
That woman who has just been introduced to my woman can introduce herself to my woman. Here's the plot twist. Because there's not a man that is in a relationship that woman can introduce another man to her man and they shake hands and like, oh, that's cool. I've never witnessed that dynamic.
Really?
That she's attracted to? Man, no.
But how would you know that attraction?
I know my woman, bro.
Let me ask you something. I love what you said, and I love that works for y'all, and I'm not gonna sit and internalize anything that works for you on my own life. I know myself. Let me ask you something. What's stronger? What's more of a powerful presence or dynamic. You knowing yourself and keeping yourself away from attractive women, or me having self-control and respect enough for my woman that I can cut that off when I choose to.
I could cut it off when I choose to, too.
It don't sound like you can. Cam, you just said you know yourself.
I'm telling you, I could.
You're not hearing me, though.
You're not hearing me. I know me, bro. My woman knows me, bro. Like, we so locked in and tied in, we have honest conversation. I know I'm flawed. I don't hide around I lead with the demons in my closet.
Men who think like Cam Newton are very undisciplined men. Okay? They think with their dick. Women are sexual objects to them. Okay? This is not about Cam Newton being on the field, great football player. Not talking about that. I'm talking about off the field antics with women. Okay? This is why that nigga has so many children. Based off of what he just said specifically on that podcast. You do not have to pretend that your homegirl is not beautiful. I have plenty of beautiful homegirls, attractive homegirls. And I know, because I'm disciplined, that those are my homegirls. I do not want to cross that boundary with them, right? And because I've gotten to know them so well, I hate to say it like that, but because I've known them so well, I don't want to cross that boundary. That's what happens when you're in a platonic friendship. You don't want to lose that friendship with a woman.
So I do agree with what he's saying. And to go back to the back end of the things he was talking about, when you have a platonic friendship that extends for a while and you get to really know the person. So the difference between his situation and the situation to where a man would then grow desire for the woman that he's been friend for a long time, all that depends on compatibility, right? So in his situation, he got to know his friends for a while and he knows a lot about them, but knowing about them also lets him know that he's not compatible with them. So because he's not compatible with them, he never grows any desire to pursue that. He knows they're beautiful, but he doesn't grow any desire to pursue the relationship. So at that point, without desire, it remains platonic. But on the other end, when it is men that decide to pursue the relationship after a while, normally that's the desire that grows into that is due to compatibility. Maybe y'all finish each other's sentences. Maybe y'all get along very well. Maybe y'all have the same hobbies. Maybe y'all have the same goals. Y'all look at life the same. Y'all get each other's humor, whatever, right? And because of that compatibility creates curiosity and desire. And once curiosity and desire enters the chat, it is no longer platonic. At that point, anytime you feed into that, it just messes the whole friendship up. So that's just something to keep in mind.
Cam Newton says that that he can't be friends with an attractive woman.
Yeah, he said, I'm not going to be around no woman platonically.
How does Cam? Somebody look up how Cam is right now.
He's like 35. I'll look.
Just give me his age. I could call it out exactly when that's going to stop.
He's 36.
Okay, he's 36. When he's 42, he'll ask him that same question. He's going to change his mind. Promise you, man, when you hit that age of 42, it becomes different. Like, I understand the thought process. It's like, I'm a man. I'm pretty good at sex. I like to show my skills off from time to time, and that's why we do it. So sometimes, but I got to the point where I was like, nigga, do you know you good? Yeah. Do you feel like I could be friends? I could be best friends with 100 women and not touch them at this point. And that was only because I see them more than just me showing them what I can do in the bedroom. So I think Cam just has about 5 or 6. I promise you, 6 years from now, Cam has changed. I want to bet money he changes his mind.
Ray, what?
Shout out to Ray. I met him one time, so he a cool dude. He in Atlanta. Shout out to him. But I do agree with him though. And again, that goes back to desire. Now that he's up in the age, he no longer has a desire to want to sleep with all these women without it being some type of maybe a connection or something. You know what I mean? So without that desire, it can remain platonic.
I personally gave up on having male friends in my early 20s because of men like Cam Newton. To be not looked at as a piece of meat and looked at like a person who has boundaries, who has respect. Men just don't be trying to give you that. And I don't care what nobody say. I know females who have had male friends, but those male friends still flirt with them. Those male friends still say and do little subliminal things. And honestly, I just can't get with that. Like, I've always wanted somebody who just looked at me like, that's a good person. I don't know. I just fuck with her.
And I want to speak on that too. So if you, because I know I have a lot of women that watch my channel, and of course men too. But if you, as a woman, have men that are friends with you, and you know whether because they flirting with you, they giving you them the window, letting you know something, they'll give you them key indicators. If they are giving you those key indicators, but you don't feel for them the way they feel for you, at that moment, the relationship is no longer platonic. It might be platonic on your end, but it's not platonic on his end. And if you know he feels that way, but you try to maintain that relationship, you tripping. You need to end that, for real. Because you're only setting yourself up for disappointment, and you create this dynamic where the way you're keeping it, trying to maintain this friendship, can be flipped on you. He can always say, well, you knew I liked you, and you didn't care. Like, you still, and you don't want that. The moment a man shows that he has interest in you, and you do not have that, the friendship needs to be deaded. I'm just sorry, because at that point, you putting them in the friend zone. Men do not need to be friends with women they have romantic interest in. I just don't believe they should. So if you notice he has those feelings towards you, you need to go ahead and have that conversation, and you might need to go ahead and dead that relationship straight up.
But majority of these men, and this is just my experience, I don't know, maybe y'all have had different experiences, but majority of these men literally only stick around a lot of women because they want to sleep with them. Like, and Cam said that. He don't have no woman around him that he don't want to hit, right? And that's how a lot of men think, and that's why I've just chosen to stay away. You know, I think it just comes from, there's just not enough mature men who see women as more than property, more than an object, more than a number. There's just not enough men who think like that. So I'm not shocked, is all I'm saying.
My whole thing with the Cam Newton podcast is that I am not surprised by what he said at all. You can't disappoint me if that's what I expect from you. I expect it from most men. Honestly, my take on male and women friendships are, I do not think that it is a good idea for men and women to have intimate friendships. I do not think that it's a good idea. And the reason why I think that it's not a good idea is because when you have two people who clearly get along very, very great, who are in close proximity with each other a lot, who talk to each other a lot, who get to know each other in and out, that creates the room for a guy to catch feelings for you, or a woman to catch feelings for a man. It's called chemistry. So I think that that's
what I said. That's when compatibility enters the chat, and at that point, that's when the desire starts to grow, and then it becomes something more than just friendships.
A guy who is your friend, especially a close friend, tries to pursue you, that is a natural thing. What's not natural is for a guy to have female friends for the desire to have sex with them. And because I can never tell whether a guy is befriending me for the fact that he's trying to have sex with me, or because he thinks I'm attractive, or if he's genuinely trying to just be a friend, I choose to opt out of being friends with men. I have never had a guy friend, not one, never, ever, ever, not one, that has not made a pass at me. A sexual pass, a pass flirting, anything like, it's the same literally every single time. So because I'm in a relationship, and it really took for me, honestly, to get in a relationship, to see the boundaries that guy friends cross. Like, while I wasn't in any serious committed relationships, or while I was a little younger, I had a plethora of guy friends. I used to take guys all the time because I knew that I can handle myself, I can control myself. But when I got into a relationship and I seen the way that men felt comfortable crossing boundaries and disrespecting my relationship, I had to take a step back. And this is not to say like,
and that's another thing. So when it comes to attraction, right, there's a thing that a lot of people don't understand. And the thing is, finding somebody attractive and being attracted to somebody is different. Finding somebody attractive is passive. Being attracted to somebody is active. So with finding somebody attractive, you recognize that they look good. You have no desire to pursue. The key word, desire. You have no desire to pursue. There's no fantasy. There's no curiosity. You just find them attractive. It's just looks. They look good. That's it. You know, it ain't no different than somebody being tall. You recognize it like, oh, that person's tall. It doesn't change your behavior. It's just that they look good, it doesn't shift your behavior at all. But when it comes to being attracted to somebody, then it starts where desire enters the room. Now you look at it to where if the opportunity presented itself, you would date them. If you ever feel overly excited, ever feel a little jealous, ever feel a little possessiveness over that person, you are attracted to them. That's not platonic. If you ever think about them romantically, ever fantasize y'all being in a relationship, that's not a platonic friend. Even if you never admit to it to them and you keep it to yourself, you're still not being platonic. You can even act as if y'all platonic friends, but because you have that underlying desire and that underlying motive, it low-key defeats the whole purpose of it being a platonic relationship. And that's just keeping it real.
Every guy friend set boundaries or whatever. I don't want to be in a predicament where I'm making my boyfriend feel uncomfortable. So I don't hang around men. I just don't. Or I hang around, the case. But I don't hang around men for that reason. That's my personal opinion for not hanging out with men. But I feel, when you come to that conclusion, you know what? I'm just going to stop engaging in friendships because this is how it ends every single time. It's pattern recognition. That's it.
Pattern recognition is another thing, but it's also another thing is that what people don't also realize what messes up platonic relationships is emotional codependency, right? So a lot of people don't realize that when you have this emotional codependency on a person, not saying you can't share with them private thoughts, share with them things about you that really matters. The part of emotional codependency is when that person that you have a platonic friendship with starts filling a role that should be reserved for somebody that you are in a romantic relationship with. If you're calling them overly frequently, if you're available any time of the day, all times of the day, if you're doing emotional rescues for them all the time, if you feeling that this person is feeling a need that a romantic person is supposed to feel, you entering into blurry lines, which then messes up the platonic relationship and starts to make it more like a situationship than it is a platonic friendship. And that's something that people don't realize. People just think, oh, well, he's just my friend or she's just my friend, but they're filling the roles and needs of a person that should be in a romantic relationship. And what happens is when that person gets in a romantic relationship, such as her, they have to pull back because they like, all right, you doing what this person I'm in a relationship needs to start doing. I can't have you doing that. And if you feel some type of way by that person pulling you back and it bothers you because now you feel rejected or you feel like you've lost that connection and that bond with somebody that you had this emotional codependency with, you might need to check yourself, and that's probably not a codependent relationship. I mean, that's probably not a platonic relationship. And the thing is, it don't even have to be male and woman. It can be woman and woman. It can be male and male. If you have this overly codependency and they're filling a role that your partner is supposed to fill, that's a problem. You need to check that because you're crossing boundaries. Because with all of this, it all comes down to boundaries. What boundaries are you setting, especially when you find each other attractive? Or if you're just man and woman, you need to set those boundaries. And as long as those boundaries aren't crossed, then you got you a healthy friendship.
So once again, I see Cam Newton is under fire for some comments, and this time is about the friend zone or male and female platonic relationships. Before I get into the whole conversation, I think a lot of you forget that in real life, wealthy and rich men live completely different realities than we do. Men of high stature, athletic status live in a different reality than us normal people do. And even us attractive men live a different reality than most of you people do. So when you're Cam Newton, 6'6", been good looking most of your life, been athletically gifted your entire life, the concept of being friends with women is probably lost on him because he never had to be friends with a woman before. Think about how in every phase of his life, he's been better athletically than everybody. Had more stature and status than everybody around him his entire life. But really, can men and women be friends? Now I'm going to speak from my regular good-looking guy experience. I'm going to say this first and foremost. My wife, we started off as friends. Most of the women...
And with them starting off as friends, that just lets you know that probably started off platonic, but then as they got closer, he started to really get to know her. That's when compatibility jumped in, and then that desire grew out of that compatibility. And that's typically how that works.
Who were my friends during my life, something ended up happening. Either one of us caught feelings, both of us ended up having some type of sexual situation amongst each other. So y'all can do with that information you want to. And what's so funny about my personal experience with women and them being my friends, it wasn't like sex was something that we always talked about. It's just sex or any sexual situation ended up just happening because we were both super comfortable with each other. We were mad cool, and one thing led to another. And that's what's so.
And I ain't gonna lie, to keep it a bug with them, I'm gonna keep it a bug with you, brother. None of those friendships was platonic. None of them. Because they either you or them secretly had the desire to, just by y'all talking about having sex with each other, just don't make it platonic. I'm sorry, it just don't. Like, and then think about it like this. I have homies, and I'm a heterosexual dude. I am never going to my homies being like, hey, bro, what the no, we ain't doing that. Come on. Like, no, that don't even cross your mind. Platonic. The fact that you even thought and y'all had curiosity of what having sex with each other would even look like makes it, from that standpoint, it was never platonic. It was just a matter of time. Y'all was low key, like, it wasn't a situationship. Y'all were friends, but y'all were friends with potential benefits that ended up becoming real benefits. You feel me? So that's what that is. Just keep me the buck with you, brother.
Funny about, when I met my wife and all, and she was like asking me about certain female friends that I had at the time, and I told her, I was very transparent, like, I slept with her, so, been with her. She was like, I gotta cut that off. We can't have that. But the real question is, can two people who are attracted to each other be real friends? Because I know a lot of you live in this la-la internet world and believe that everything is all butterflies and rainbows, that your perception of how things really are is just the furthest thing from most reality. So let's break it down. If you are attracted to somebody and you see them in public, how often have you said, dang, I just want to be their friend. Let me talk to them so I can be their friend. Just answer that in the comments. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're attracted to someone physically at first, because obviously you don't know anyone emotionally or mentally when you first meet them, you are physically attracted to them. And if nothing really materializes, yeah, you probably naturally fall into a friendship, but that's not the default situation that most people go.
But if you naturally fall into a friendship because y'all realize that y'all have no compatibility, then it becomes platonic. It's just, it wasn't platonic at start because y'all had one person had a desire, but then whether because maybe y'all wasn't compatible, you realize maybe they're more useful as a friend than they are to be in a relationship, and the desire is gone. At that point, it's platonic.
For when they are attracted to each other. Now, I do believe people who are attracted to each other can be friends, but it's about, how did y'all become friends in the first place? Because through my course of experience and observations, I've realized that many people become platonic friendships through these variations of situations. Number 1, the I'm emotionally unavailable trope. One person says that they are emotionally unavailable, so they garner these different friendships with people they may find attractive. So when they are emotionally available, that's when they can really start to test the waters out there. Number 2,
that's the placeholder, yeah.
Placeholder trope. That is when one person knows they find the other person attractive, so they befriend them. Why would they do that? They do this to keep one person waiting at bay as they're waiting for either their ex-boyfriend to really get their fucking life together, or they already have a situation out there before they met you. And that's the person they really want, but they have the placeholder in place just in case things don't fall through the way they want to. Number 3, the fake friends with benefits trope, aka the pseudo boyfriend. And I say boyfriend because this usually leans towards the women in their favor, especially straight women. This is once again speaking from experiences and observation. That is when a woman will have the benefit of a man who she knows likes her. So she's going to accept every date, every chance to hang out with them, even will accept gifts, quality time, go through all the love languages with this guy that she really has no real intentions of really being with. But she will always stress the fact that we're just friends. Knowing the guy is actively courting her, she entertains him just enough to give him hope, but maintains a level of deniability by saying we're just friends. And there's more on that list.
Yeah, that's not a platonic friendship, and that goes into the that goes into the territory of what I was talking about earlier, to where if you know a man likes you like that and he's low-key pursuing you like that, but you just entertaining it for the purpose of maybe you like the attention, maybe you like when things change, maybe he can be an option for you, that is not a platonic friend. I'm sorry. Just because y'all not actively doing nothing or y'all not flirting or nothing, that don't mean it's not platonic in the sense. And that's the problem that I feel like a lot of the internet is having, is that people are just throwing platonic friendships on any type of friendship they have. And they just saying, oh, well, because we don't talk about sex, or we not having sex, or we not touching each other, or we not going on romantic dates, then it's platonic. It's deeper than that. People are layered and people are complex. And that's why I say when desire and intent and curiosity start entering the conversation, then at that point you got to really question, is it really platonic, or was it just a position of opportunity that was just waiting to be acted on when the timing was right? That's not platonic.
But that's all I'm gonna get to. Back to the main point. Can two people who find each other attractive be friends?
Yes, they can. Again, it just depends on the intent. If the intent is to if the intent and the desire is to pursue it more, then it's not platonic. But if y'all can just recognize that y'all both look good, or maybe you don't see her in that light because maybe she ain't a good romantic partner, maybe she ain't loyal, or maybe she a little too friendly, or the vice versa. Maybe the dude ain't loyal in his relationship, or maybe he a little too friendly, maybe he a little controlling. But outside of those measurements, y'all are just good friends in y'all own little pocket, then of course y'all can be platonic friends, because y'all, neither one of y'all desire to see that go anywhere. But once one person creates that curiosity, it kind of messes up the whole thing. So I told y'all that I was gonna give y'all a test to see if y'all can test whether these friendships are platonic or not, to see if y'all really was listening in the video and if y'all really understand what platonic friendships really look like. So I'm gonna give y'all two examples. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Scenario 1, person A is attracted. Person B genuinely is not. Person A never flirts, never crosses any boundaries, never reveals it. They respect person B's relationship. They actively root for person B's relationship. Is this friendship platonic or not? Let me know in the comments. Scenario 2, what if two people acknowledge attraction openly? They explicitly say we would never work together in a relationship. They feel zero romantic interest in one another. Attraction is purely just the aesthetic. No emotional codependency. No hypothetical future of whether they could be something later on or not. No romantic curiosity. Is that a platonic relationship or not? Y'all let me know in the comment section below. I think this is a conversation we need to have, because there's so many people online giving their thoughts and 2 cents on whether, like, they're right about Cam. Cam is most definitely needs to find a level of self-control, because his desire is out of control. You cannot have a desire to sleep with every attractive woman you see. At that point, you just are sexually out of control, brother. That goes beyond desire. That gets to a point of entitlement and control and a sense of power. With that being said, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. And make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Join the Prosper Gang. We're keeping it PG. There's a whole lot of prosperity going on around this mug, you feel me? With that being said, remember, there is nothing impossible to they who try. So next time I'm out, deuce.